Hello and welcome, my fab fans, to Glam's new video. I'll be telling you a new story since I finished the last one. This is a Dungeons & Dragons story that I've been writing for my friends. I will be reading both versions since they both got to very different endings in this story. Now let's get started. We start in a strange, snowy land. As you stumble across a cabin, there's a light in the window as you are practically chilled to the bone. You could keep going, but you chose warmth, so you knock on the cabin door. You knock once, but 3 times. Knock, knock. The door creaks open to a dimly lit room as the fire roars, so you decide to explore or sit by the fire. You sat by the fire, and as the silence gets louder, you hear a creak as something swings and hits you in the back of the head. You got knocked out and wake up tied to a chair. How do you plan to get out? Rock back and forth to knock yourself over, breaking the chair by doing so. You're freed but take slight damage from the blow. You made a lot of noise. You have to find an exit. You have no clue what room you are in, and you don't have long to make a choice. Right or left door. You could also lock the doors. You hear a noise from outside, echoing through the halls. You can't tell where it's coming from, but whoever it is getting closer. You lock the doors. This gives you time to search the room, and you hear knocking from the left. But as you look around, you find a switch on the fireplace. Go out the right door or flip the switch. You flipped the switch. You see the light glowing underneath the bed and decide to go under to investigate. As you do, you step on a plate that moves the bed back and flips the light of leaving only the illumination of the fire, and the door bursts open. You see footsteps of a man as he frantically searches to where you could have wandered off to. He leaves the room out the right door, leaving the other wide open. You have no choice but to crawl in the passage behind you as you look through the grates. You see a multitude of different rooms. You can exit some of which have useful items. The first room has a sleeping person, probably the person who is supposed to keep watch over you. They have a gun on the table. If you're quiet enough, you could get it, then escape back into the secret passage they seem to not know about. The second is just like the room you were in. Just in there is a knife on the table. It seems empty, but you can't see if there is anyone on the other side. The third room is dark. No clue what could be in there, but it is silent. And the fourth seems to be access to a staircase with a shut door at the top. There is a fifth room that smells awful. You can't seem to put your finger on it, what the gross stench could be. This yellow liquid seems to be leaking out of it. It's dark, but you can't make out the shape of... You can make out the shape of dining room table and kitchen counter. The room with the staircase. More information? For the staircase, you see a man walk by and grab keys off his waist and unlock the door at the top of the stairs. He locked it behind him, but from what you could see, it led to the living room that you entered. You have gained 1 less enemy on this level. The first room's sleeping person, probably the person who's supposed to keep watch over you, has left after all the ruckus. They have a gun on the table. If you're quiet enough, you could get it, then escape back in the secret passage they seem to not know about. second is just like the room. There is a knife on the table. It seems empty, but you can't see if anyone's on the other side. The third room is dark. No clue what could be in there, but it is silent. The fourth seems to be access to a staircase with a shut door on top. There is a fifth room that smells awful, with yellow liquid leaking out of it. It is dark, but you can make out the shape of a dining room kitchen table and a kitchen counter. You chose the second room. You grabbed a knife, and just as you start, you see something growl out and jump towards you. Now all you see is a pair of glowing eyes. You narrowly avoided getting scratched. You rolled well. You gained a knife. It's not just any knife, though. It's a utility knife. The first room's sleeping person left after all the ruckus. The second room has something in it, and there is yellow glowing eyes. Third room is dark, no clue what's in it, but it's silent. Fourth has a staircase at the top. There is a fifth room that smells awful with yellow liquid. Going with the second room option. You look around to see the barred door with just a lever, barely out of reach. You notice the creature walk towards you. Are you trying to escape too? You see that collar around his neck. You can ask one of three things. What are you chained to? Do you know who locked us in here? Do you know why we are locked in here? You ask the first question. I was chained after I found I had gotten scratched by something that I hit with my car on the road. After an hour, my wounds healed quickly. I black out completely every so often with no idea or how long or how why. They said this was for my own good, but I miss Ella and I want to go home. Do you know who locked us in here? Do you know why we are here? Did Ella get hurt too, or just you? Did they tell you why they locked you up? Will you come back to help me, he says, as you wander off into the corridor from which you came. The first room has a gun on the table. You can't see if there is anyone else in the room. The second guy can answer questions, potential ally, if you can manage to find a key to let him out. Third room's dark, no clue what could be in there, but it is silent. And the fourth seems to be access to a staircase with a shut door at the top, definitely locked. There is a fifth room that smells awful, with yellow liquid seeping out of it. You go into the first room. You see something shine in the corner of your eye on the floor as you grab the gun. It's not just any type of gun, it's a stun gun. You hear a rustle behind you. You can grab the shiny thing near the chair, or you can run into the passage with your weapon. You grab the shiny thing. It's a key. You gain a key. It looks to open a door. The doorknob turns. The man who sees you says, "Wait, I'm not going to hurt you. I just have a few questions." You have your weapon drawn. Have you been bitten or scratched by any animals? Answer him, stun him, or run. You're allowed to ask for insight. Give me insight on my options, you ask. You narrowly avoided getting scratched, but you have no clue what is happening or why that man is was in chains. Stunning him will give you an item. You will be on opposite sides of what is happening. You haven't learned anything yet. Running won't gain you anything, and won't lose you anything. You chose to tell him that you haven't been bit or scratched. You told the truth and said, and he answers, "My name is Daniel, and I will do a test to make sure you're non-infective. I promise this is just a security thing, because werewolves have been lurking around since the 80s, and just a small scratch or bite can turn you. I need you to put your hands in a bowl of water. Water dissolves werewolf skin and drowns them. You pass the test, I give you a ride into the city in the morning. If you can help us, you don't have to, but we can't leave till morning regardless. It's a half moon tonight, so it's dangerous. Trying to find the witch's son. And well, if we don't, everyone who was bit will stay a werewolf until whoever turned them dies. The witch's son was the first. She trapped us here to look for whoever hurt my brother. Do you have any questions? Who is the guy in the cage? How did her son become a werewolf? It's not a full moon. Why can't I leave now? If you want a certain type of info, you can come up with your own questions. Curiosity is perfectly okay. You asked them all. The man in the cage is Nick. He was one of the camp counselors whose car broke down before he fully left the area. It was an unfortunate situation. He is infected, but he's not dangerous. He bit my brother, and my brother is kept across from him. You stated before that there is a witch whose son is a werewolf. Yes, he was made a werewolf as a circus show attraction. He stays a werewolf all year round, but only comes back here once a month for his mother. We keep trying to convince her to tell us where he is. He needs to pay for what he's done, or she needs to find a way to make our friends human again. And if we ever find him, we will shoot him, because we want our friends to be free. Because of that curse, they can't remember what's happening or who we are. My sister Lizette is the only one who got turned back human after we mistook one of the hunters as her son. We don't know how many of them have turned, and the reason we can't leave is because we don't know where her son is. He doesn't turn back human like us. Though he's attacked, he's like a dog with rabies to everyone except his mother. There isn't really a safe way to leave at night, only during the day. Would you like to help us? We promise a nice bounty for whoever caught the kid or convinced the witch to help us. Or you are free to leave. There are other places out there. I could show you the place where it all started. And you decide to help him. I am glad. Any help is welcome in this place. Used to be safe for kids, teens alike, but now it's nothing but a hellhole because of the witch. We can head into the caves for some supplies. Mind you, I know the taser works for a quick bit on werewolves, but they heal fast, so we should get you a real weapon that will actually slow them down without killing them. You head down a passage with your ally. You find another person like you who is lost. She was kept in a similar room, but she doesn't even want to hear our side of the story. The counselor we've caged, well, he bit Derek, and to get him cured, we have to either kill the first one or kill Nick to get him back. We just need to avoid any more people from getting bit. And since they don't want to bother listening to us by staying put, we have to get rid of Nick. Or we could gather everyone to search for the witch's son. We still need to find the new girl that got here. She was within the boundaries on a full moon night. If she got scratched or bitten by any one of them, then she can't leave. But now you know, you can't be safe without dealing with the witch or killing her son. You should try to explain what's going on. They don't know what happened. She ran. We haven't found her since. As you walk, you notice lots of writing and drawings shown. Monsters of the moon, and one being that of a child in a circle with someone behind them. You see the words in a mysterious language that you can only assume be that of a spell. In the next drawing, the child is floating as they grow fur, all over with her command. In each and every photo, there is imagery of the full moon, as it ever could be, shining brightly over the ground as the hunters try to fight the creatures off. They get scratched and bitten, not to death, but then they turn. It looks like as if the skin blows off their bones to uncover a furred beast beneath. You realize this was a campground with a deep history, with witches, as you read the note layered about how to kill or weaken werewolves. I hear something fall. We should get to the top and head to the campgrounds, or we could head to the witch's shop to see if we can find anything out and end this, or you can investigate the noise. You made it to the same point as your other friend. You decide to head to the witch's cabin. When you get to the cabin, you notice two people heading in. Daniel said, "That new girl and Nick. What should we do?" He said, They clearly won't trust us. They have been running and avoiding us since the beginning. Do you try to make peace with them or search the woods for a howl that you hear off in the distance? You decide to search the woods. Danielle says, "Yeah, I agree with you on that. Let's see if we can find anything." You start wandering through the forest, following Daniel as he sets up traps with the other hunters. So you have to travel to each one in hopes of finding something. Daniel says, "In my section, there are 5 traps. I have to patrol in hopes of catching the witch's sin." Take a number between 1 and 5. You'll wander between them until you either run into someone or find the werewolf trapped. Daniel says, "Damn, a dud. We can try 1 or 3 through 4. You choose number 4. On your way to the next section, you trip over a rock. You find someone struggling in the ropes. Daniel says, "Damn it, Harry. I told you this was my section, and I keep telling you to watch where you're going." You hear a howl again as it echoes through the trees. You've gained another ally. Harry, there's that sound again. It seems like the kid is coming back, or is back. Daniel, well, where do you think it's coming from? We don't know or remember. If we did, we would have found him by now. But also, Harry, we found Nick and that new girl at the shop with the witch. Harry, I can go and try to reason with them. I tend to be more trustworthy than a white guy in plaid, since I'm a cop. Daniel, well, what do you think we should do? Let Harry go alone, follow him and help him out, or keep checking traps. You choose to let Harry go up to the people alone, but you and Daniel will follow him behind and while he talks. You arrive at the witch's shop. and hear rustling again near the burnt-down remains of the circus. As Harry goes inside to talk with the two runaways, he kept his radio on so you could be kept up to date on what is happening. Harry: I only see the witch, so I'll try talking to her. Okay, Helga. I'm trying to be nice by asking what's going on. All we need you to do is undo the curse, so you and your son can be safe and sound. I told you before, this is a blessing. They can live forever alongside nature in their truest form. Nothing like you disgusting, silly city dwellers. You're insane. You turned them into monsters, and forever is not a good thing. If they can't even remember their family without killing them or trying to kill them each full moon. Everything deserves to be hunted, you know. Humans especially. Read a history book for that much. And land is not owned by you or anyone. Everything is temporary. But life can be forever if you trust that land. We're going to have to take drastic measures if you decide not to undo what you've done. Nah, you're one to talk. You started this, boy. Now you'll feel the loss that I've felt. You don't deserve peace after destroying my home and my life. You and your brother both deserve to be done for one wrong move, and you'll be done for. For all, I could put a spell on you and you'd be done for. For you are all monsters. I'm just revealing your true forms. Liar, we were kids that made dumb mistakes. My son was paralyzed by the fire. He was originally just an actor bringing in people. I just wanted to see him be healthy again, and I fixed him. I've been looking for you to help. You understand what's going on. Why? So you can hurt more of your own? You're not allowed. Gunshots. You can run to help him, 3v3, call for help, leave, or go to the circus for cover. You decide to use the radio and tell them what's up, then run and help fight. You and Daniel call. Help, there are gunshots at the witch's cabin. Hurry. Psh. You and Danny run in, and you immediately see Danny get shot before you run to hide behind a bookshelf. Your shot hits the girl in the arm as she screams in agony. She heals quickly as her skin explodes off, revealing a layer of fur. She is a werewolf. You try to shoot her again, but miss, as her speed has increased and runs toward you where you are, and she jumps on you as the gun flies from your hands, but Daniel shoots her down, paralyzing her. And Harry grabs the witch from the back, saying, "This was a frickin' trap! What's wrong with you?" Nick aimed his gun at his once-known friend that he has forgotten because of the curse. Try to convince him you mean no harm. Try to back off while help comes. Shoot him dead. Let Daniel deal with it. That is where we left off in the story. At this point, the other player decides to yell from the floor, "Shoot the cop!" You see Nick react immediately and shoot Daniel, and Harry looks betrayed. Then Helga is out of the grasp, and she grabs the knife as she runs out the back of the shop and screams. Chase Helga and let Daniel deal with Nick, shoot him dead, then chase Helga, are your only options now. Their decisions do affect each other. I will make that known, and I have made that known. If you want to hear her side of the story, I'll tell it in the next video. But for now, they're at a standstill because both of them have not continued the story. One finally is learning more information about her situation. The other is just trying to clean up the mess her friend has made. That is the point they left at. If you would have ever made different decisions that I have given, feel free to leave any of your different choices in the comments. I can actually tell you what would have happened if you made different decisions. I did make a fully written thing for each and every one of the decisions, of how different each story can become, because it's fun. But apparently I read too fast, because that was 5 full document pages of reading that I did. Anyway, one of them did get farther. Have a good night, my Fab fans. I'll see you in the next video.